All right, friends, this is Marilyn again from tarotclarity.com, and this is the third video in a series of 3 videos comparing TDM style Swiss decks that are non-Besançon. It was a request by one of my subscribers. I'm always happy to satisfy requests of subscribers, so never hesitate to ask me to do a video. If I have the cards that would be needed, I'll do it. And at any rate, in order to keep it down to under a half an hour, I've decided to do the Triumph cards in one video, the swords and the cups in another, and then the last 2 suits, the batons and the coins, are in this video. Again, a comparison of 4 Swiss non-Besançon style decks, TDM variety. Okay, before I signed out on the last one, I said to notice, I mentioned to notice the direction that the hands are coming in. Here, from this side, we're getting the front of the hand, so I guess that would be accurate. I guess you could hold it like that. Here, we're not really quite sure what we're seeing. It's definitely the right hand, but I don't see the thumb. In this, we have an awkward but accurately drawn left hand, right? So we're seeing the being drawn differently than we saw them in the swords. At any rate, in keeping with what we've seen consistently, whenever there's an odd man out, it's typically the Richaius. Oh yes, the Francois Henri, 1718, Burdel, 1751, Richaius, 1816, and Gasman, 1840. 3 of the 4 of these decks are Yves Renaud, and the 4th one is the Patrick Valença Deviant Moon publication. So we see some variety here, don't we? The Harry is the one where we don't see a branch embellishment on the side. That's interesting. Whereas these 3 are a little more similar to one another. Now the Harry of all of them, I think, has a slightly different look. So does the Richaius of the batons. When I describe, what I consider the Swiss style baton, it's like this. It's got more of a round illusion to it, and it's got embellishments, like a cap, a round curved cap at the top. But we don't see that in the Harry and in the Richaius. They look more like the French TDM, right? And the Burdel definitely has a decided, to me, Swiss-looking baton. And this is more French, as is the Richaius. But then we have the Gasman again that has a more Swiss look, what I would call a Swiss look, like a 3-dimensional rounded baton, right? So the Burdel and the Gasman have that in common, although the Gasman is the only one of the 4 decks that had what I would call a Swiss Ace of Cups. And I think we're going to see this difference in the batons consistently throughout the suit. Slightly different variations in the flower motif. And for those of you who want to see other Germanic decks, I recently, within a half a dozen videos, did other Germanic decks. And I think I included the Burdel in some of them. May be interesting for you to go back and look at those as well. Now, this is only my own observation. I never read this in a book, and you may know better than I, and if you do, please correct me. But it seems to me the Burdell and the Gassman seem to be the most Swiss-influenced Swiss decks, with the Gassman even having an edge over the Burdell because of the Ace of Cups. But the others seem to be more influenced by French design. Okay, as has been the case throughout all the court cards of this comparison, the Rechaeus courts are looking in the opposite direction. They're reversals. I have not been catching every spelling difference, but at least in this Gassman, the baton here does not have an S in it, whereas the others have an S. All of their hats are a little different. Well, these are a little more similar, right? A little bit of an organic feel. And this one is just a little bit more arbitrary in the shape. This is the Gassman. And we saw in the Gassman Hangedman that it was more decidedly Swiss also in the style of uniform, which looked like more like a Swiss uniform. So I think the Gassman, maybe, if you want a quintessential Swiss deck, maybe the Gassman might be it, if that's what you're looking for. But if you're looking to purchase one Swiss deck and you don't know which one it is, I would encourage you to look through all three of the videos in this series. I'm going to have all three of the links together for all three videos, so that you can watch them in sequence. I just did it this way in order to keep the videos shorter. Otherwise, it would be like an hour and a half, and I'd lose 3/4 of you. And in this way, you guys probably can all invest 20 minutes of your day or 30 minutes of your day at night, you know, just to check out some decks. Notice that all of these horses have the same kind of complicated, or I don't know if it's complicated, but the horse is covered in some kind of blanket. And we see that in other decks, that it's less clear what's going on, right? I think you probably know what I'm talking about. Again, the Rechaeus, he's going in a different direction than the others. Also, notice the baton that this court, oh no, my bad, never mind. In, I think, the video where I discussed the yellow on the knee of the hermit, in that video, which was a couple of videos ago, I think I discussed this peculiar shape that we see in some of the Queen of Batons and the other Germanic decks. Those videos are within 5 or 6 videos of this. And I discuss at length the Queen of Cups with the window, or is it the overhang of her throne, and also the yellow on the kneecap of the hermit. Let's say we have the Baston, 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 Baton. Okay, aces, last suit. Thank you for hanging in with me. Let me know if you prefer to have one long video, but I just thought it might be easier for everybody to do 3 briefer videos. And look how beautifully articulated this last one is, this Gassman. And this is the party suit, the party card that's coming up. But you can see, you know, like the Gassman suits of cups and coin, I think you're going to see they're much more animated. Where, you know, typically understanding, and I've, if you've taken any of my tarot classes, because I do have a tarot lesson for purchase, we do discuss, you know, that the suits of cups and coins tend to be looked at, you know, as more reticent, you know, as less active than batons and swords, right? With the exception of like the Gassman and some of these Swiss decks, whereas the, you know, there's a certain liveliness to the suits of cups and coins that we see in some of the Germanic decks that we don't see. It's particularly the Swiss that we don't see in the other TDM decks. Okay, we have the identifying card in the 2 of coin, which is typical. Francois, Harry, de whatever name that is. Burdel, Joseph Henri Rochais, and then Gassman. And look how lively the Gassman. It's just, you know, color is fresh. I mean, okay, it is the most recent printing, so that could have something to do with it, right? Now look at the party that's going on in the Burdel and the Gassman 4 of coins. Right, these 2, the Rochais and the Harry, are similar, but look at the Burdel and the Gassman. I mean, it's more than just the 2 of cups kind of having a little personal celebration. I mean, people are hanging from the chandelier over here. You know what I'm saying? Once you see it, I'm going to ruin it for you because you're not going to be able to ever see it like anything else. But aren't they like happy? Very happy. Very, very happy. Very animated cards. And the coins are all very similar, with the exception of the Burdel, which seems to have a fleur-de-lis in the center as opposed to a more floral, different type of flower in the others. As always, friends, I want to thank you very much for watching my videos and for your loyalty. So many of you comment and ask me you make requests, and I'm just so grateful for your engagement. I can't thank you enough. I should ask in every video, and I don't think of it. And when I do think of it, I think of it at the end. But if you could please subscribe, ask for notifications so you see it, you know, my videos when they come in and you're made aware. And please share my videos with people. You know, reference me on social forums. I'm okay with that. I really appreciate it. And of course, I mean, I've been a tarot reader for 47 years. So my first, interaction with the cards has been as an interpreter, and I interpret cards. That's what I do for a living. I've had other livings I've had other livings mixed in with my consistent career as a tarot reader. And I guess now for the past 15 years, I've been doing it without having another job on the side. This is my real job now as opposed to being the side job. But it was always my number one job, actually. It always has been. but it isn't always the way I've made my money and the way I've been able to have a pension, etc., etc. But at any rate, I forget what I was saying. That happens sometimes. Oh, well, you know, I was saying that I interpret cards. That's what I do for a living. So don't just think all I do is do demonstration tarot readings on YouTube and show you cards, compare different decks. I do readings. So if you want a reading, I'm competent. Just check out my, demonstration readings. Check out my Cavalcante readings. I did a number on that. I did reverse engineering to see how accurate my reading was after the fact. After the, guy was caught, to see how well my readings were. I've proven myself, I think, consistently. Those of you who follow me know I'm a competent reader. If you want a reading, hit me up. I'm good. I'll get it to you within 24 to 48 hours. In most cases, much sooner. Usually if you catch me on an evening, it'll be the next day, But sometimes if you catch me early in the morning, you'll get it before the end of the day. You'll definitely get it by the end of the day, with very few exceptions. Always within 48 hours, usually within 12, and occasionally within 24. So there we have it. So I hope you have enjoyed these 3 videos, which is a comparison of 4 Swiss decks, non-Besançon style TDM. I'll flip the camera. I hope you've enjoyed it. Like I said, this was a video requested by a subscriber, and I'm always happy to do that. And until next time, friends, peace and stay well.